The Manilow Method podcast is a production by Logan Allen and me, Barry Harris. Now, let's start the show.
The hits just keep on coming. We thought we were done talking about What a Time, but wouldn't you know it, we have more to talk about today. I'm Logan Allen, that's Barry Harris. Welcome back to the Manilow Method. You know the drill. If you don't know the drill, follow us online. We talk about all the music of Barry Manilow. It's a fun time. We have a great time. Today, we are revisiting one singular song, and it's for a very important reason. For those of you who don't know, earlier this month, Barry Manilow put out his new album, What a Time. It's his first album of all original material in over a decade, and Barry and I both share similar feelings that we absolutely love this album. And one of the songs we both really love on this album is a song called The Chosen One, and that song is the reason we have gathered here today. It is Sunday, June 28th, taping this. We're turning this around very fast for you. Let's set the stage for this, because we've learned something massive. There's a gentleman named Michael Cavaccini. I hope I'm saying that right. He's a viewer of our show. He's a journalist. Hello, if you're watching this, Michael. We love having you in our audience. He put out a review a few days ago. He went to see Barry Manilow live in concert. He's live on tour right now. Go see him. He sounds fantastic. He went to see him live, and he got to do a little post-show meet and greet with the man himself afterwards, and he put out a review of his night, including some of the things that Manilow and him talked about. One of the things that he asked Manilow is, The Chosen One, great song from the new album, is it from Here at the Mayflower? Manilow said, no, it is not. If you have been with us on this show for a little period of time, you will know that one of our biggest talking points recently has been the fact that The Chosen One is from the Here at the Mayflower sessions. It was copyrighted and written in the year 2000. That's when he was making Here at the Mayflower. And every sign has pointed to that song being from the Mayflower. I mean, we found old message boards of fans saying that there were rumors of a song called The Chosen One in that time. How else would they have known about that song? There were so many things pointing to The Chosen One being from the Mayflower that I just never really entertained that it couldn't be. But we now have a public record of Manilow telling someone that it's not from the Mayflower. So today we are going to discuss potentially where this song fits in. If it wasn't from the Mayflower, which, by the way, another thing, it shares a melody with a song from Here at the Mayflower. There's so many things that scream Mayflower about this song. I am baffled, and I think, Barry, you felt the same when we read that. There is no other way I feel this fits in, but we're going to discuss today some other ways that maybe it can. Barry, what was Manilow up to in the year 2000 that this could kind of make sense with?
So, the year 2000 was a very busy year for Barry Manilow. Now, we've never talked about the year 2000 on this program because we just haven't gotten there yet, but we'll get there in the future. But let's talk about what we do know for sure happened in the year 2000. He had a tour in the year 2000. I know because I saw it. And he also did another tour. He did a Christmas tour with Lady Flash, reuniting his old supporting vocalist from the 1970s, and I saw that as well. So he was busy doing concerts. He taped 2 television specials in Nashville. One was for the TNN, the Nashville Network television broadcast, filled with country singers coming on to see his music. He did Manilow Live DVD. He taped the next day in Nashville, where he taped this tour, where he went around with an orchestra playing all of his old arrangements that he had not played in a very, very long time. Also, Manilow and his writing partner Bruce Sussman brought Copacabana on a North American tour for which they added additional songs. And so they also Bruce and Barry were working on Harmony. We don't know exactly what they were working on in 2000, but we do know that Manilow was promoting Harmony. He went on to a PBS special called My Favorite Broadway Songs, and he sang every single day from their forthcoming Broadway run of Harmony, and so that was going on. And we know for a fact that here at the Mayflower, the production began in the year 1998, as cited by a press release that Manilow put out in 1998, and the album was released in 2001. So we presume there was a lot of work on the Mayflower, whether on songwriting or production. We can suspect a lot of that went on. And now we have to add the fact that there was yet another project, and it could be so many things, and this is just complete speculation. It could have been a single project where this was going to be a standalone single release. This could have been just a wild musical experiment that he decided to chase, or this could be part of a larger project. We don't know, but what we can say for sure is 2000, the year 2000, is perhaps one of the busiest years in Manilow's calendar, and now with this revelation, we suspect there could be a whole lot more that was going on in the year 2000.
So a couple other things I want to mention. Barry mentioned this show that Manilow took part in called My Favorite Broadway. He sang every single day. Something very interesting that we have found is that the same exact day that he sang on that show is the day that The Chosen One was registered for copyright. October 16th, 2000. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know. We're gonna leave that up to you. Try to figure out what that means. But something else I want to mention is 2000, 2001, he's had all these things going on. Something else that happened in this time frame is Manilow was pictured in Los Angeles with Richard Marx going into a studio. And now Barry Manilow, Richard Marx, they wrote the song I Won't Be the One to Let Go. You can find that on the Duets CD. I've got it here somewhere. So we think maybe, that's maybe when they were doing that. But then you have to ask yourself the question, if Manilow and Marx were in the studio, would they really only be working on one song? Is it possible, because I believe it was in early 2001 when they were pictured in the studio together, so The Chosen One was written and copyrighted at that point. Is it possible that maybe that song was a part of the Richard Marx sessions? My head is spinning just trying to figure out what this means. So we would love to pose this to you, our audience. What do you think The Chosen One was meant for, now that Manilow has gone on record saying The Chosen One is not from here at the Mayflower? I don't know if my heart is ready to let go of that idea, but we now have to consider that it's not from the Mayflower until we hear otherwise. So drop us a comment down below, shoot us an email, shoot us a message. It's themanilowmethod@gmail.com. What do you think The Chosen One was meant for, now that we have heard the man himself say it's not from here at the Mayflower? Do what you will with that question. And one more thing before we go here today. Something else major happened in Michael Cavaccini's review of the show. We found out that Barry Manilow himself has actually seen our show. I'm not quite sure either of us have the words for this. When we started this show, we first taped back in August of 2025, and we didn't tell anybody. We're like, if it flops, we're not going to do it, but we just did it anyway. And the whole first season was taped before we went on the air. So as we're putting it out, people are finding us. We're like, okay, this is cool. We have a few dozen people digging this. And then earlier this year, our Facebook clips started to get more exposure, and now there's practically 5,500 of you watching us. And to think that Manilow himself is one of those people that have watched our show and listened to what we have to say is just one of the most mind-blowing things I've ever experienced. The fact that we have so much love for the work that he has done, and we have so much passion about this show and doing this and representing his career and doing it justice, it is crazy that that work has now been seen by the man himself. So to Dr. Manilow, we want to say thank you for so I'm stumbling over my words. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for taking a chance on our show. I'm not really sure what your feelings would be about people doing a podcast about your career, but we're so happy that you have enjoyed what you've seen, and we hope you enjoy what you see if you watch us again in the future. And man, I am so overwhelmed that all of this work that we've put into this has actually gotten to him. And to all of you that have watched us and helped us get bigger and bigger, we want to say thank you. We couldn't do this without every single one of you watching. Barry, try to say something more coherent than what I just did.
You know, it's really amazing. This platform has been such a gift to Logan and me, because as we've shared our thoughts, our feelings, and our opinions, you, all of our viewers, have enhanced this experience greatly by sending us feedback. You have taught us all so much, and to think that in our audience is everybody from every walk of life, from people who absolutely have been touched by the music of Barry Manilow in their lives to people that actually help create this music. I'm so glad to learn that this can be enjoyed on all of those levels. So for each and every one of you that really take the time to watch us and spend the time with us, we appreciate you more than you will ever know. And please keep corresponding with us, because we are learning a lot from you. This is such a great platform. We are so privileged to be able to present it to all of you, and we are so humbled and honored by each and every one of you who have reached out to us in some way to share your support. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
So we're going to wrap this up because we have to turn this around really quickly so you can actually see it the same day that we have taped it. We want to thank Michael Cappuccini for publishing his words. We've linked his review on this video if you want to go check that out. And once again, we want to thank Manilow and his camp and his team and everybody for the support that they have shown to our show. Yeah, I think this is it. Might be the shortest episode we've ever done. We want to thank you for tuning in. Find our email, find our social media, find us on YouTube, find us on all the platforms. We have so many exciting things coming at you, including tomorrow is another album discussion. We're actually talking about another album tomorrow. So we want to thank you for watching all of our videos on Barry Manilow's new album, What a Time. We've had so much fun over the last few weeks dissecting it and learning with you about this album, and we cannot wait to see you in a very short time to talk more about the music of Barry Manilow. I'm Logan Allen, that is Barry Harris, and we will see you very soon on the Manilow Method.